And a big chunk of this presentation is going to consist of you building your own app using Playlab AI. So let's get to it.
Okay. So Playlab is a platform in and of itself, but the professional learning community that we are building is basically using that infrastructure. Oh, hello.
Okay, how are you? Good.
Got it.
Thank you. And that so that professional learning community is between the California Community College's Chancellor's Office, UC Berkeley's School of Education, and this learning community is using Playlab as this platform. Playlab is fundamentally a way to use or leverage large language models and to build your own chatbots. And the reason why that is fairly useful is that it empowers students and instructors to have a really dynamic and automatic ways to interact with students or to make your own workload easier. It is incredibly customizable. It has the ability for just natural language building, so you don't need to know any sort of coding whatsoever because it uses like sort of AI-powered abilities to do that, and therefore the possibilities are endless. You're going to see that you can have a very sort of conceptual, abstract way to approach any one of these chatbots to do some of the work or do some of the interaction that you are having with students. All right, and so it really has a whole lot of capabilities. I'm excited to see what all of y'all come up with for this. We do have a few examples though, and I will let Giselle start it off with hers.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So the first one is an app that I created for my classes. So I teach non-credit ESL, intermediate level, and I also teach writing. This is a paragraph helper that's used for that level. And then I have a demo here that we're going to be showing you. Sorry, let me mute that participant. I have a...
I'll pause this.
So we're going to be showing this app, and it's a tutorial for my students. So in this video, I am acting like an intermediate level ESL going through the app, and you can see how the app is asking the student some questions, and then the student has to answer those questions, and so on. So you can see me as a student. Like Jared mentioned, this is customizable. There is specific feedback that students can get. And that feedback, they can get it at any time in the day, right? We do have a wonderful learning center on campus, a tutoring center, but how easy is it for some students to get to campus and work with a tutor, right? Especially those students who are fully online, like most of mine. So they have access to this anytime. So let's watch that interaction between a student, myself, and the app. Thank you, Jared. Hello. Today, we are going to go over how to use Paragraph Helper by Playlab AI. First of all, you're going to click on Start, and then you're going to read what it says, and you're going to type your answers in the chat box. So welcome to Paragraph Helper. Are you ready to get started? Yes. Hi there, what's your name? My name is Giselle. Nice to meet you, Giselle. What's your English level? Beginner, intermediate, or advanced? Let's go with intermediate. Welcome, Giselle. It's great to have you here. Welcome to the Paragraph Helper. I'm here to help you write strong, clear paragraphs for class, work, or just for fun. What would you like to do today? Please type 1, 2, or 3. Learn how to write a paragraph step by step. Get feedback on a paragraph you wrote, or play a paragraph building game. Ooh, a game. I'm going to go with that option. Let's See what that looks like. Okay. So here are the sentences. I love reading books about history and culture. My favorite book is about ancient civilizations. That's why I enjoy spending my free time learning from books. I also like books that teach me about different countries. So, which one do you think is the topic sentence? You're going to type 1, 2, 3, or 4. So, let's select. Let's go with number 1 for that topic sentence. That's correct, Giselle. And then it explains why that is correct. And then now it's asking me which ones are the supporting details, right? So let's go back and read it. Topic sentence. My favorite book is about ancient civilization. Okay, so number 2 and number 4, I would say. Yeah, that's exactly right. And then it explains why that is right. And then now let's go with the closing sentence. Let's go back. Yep, it is number 3. So let's put in number 3. Perfect. And here is the full paragraph in the correct order. Great job. Would you like to play again or try something else? Let's go with something else. So now it's giving me the 2 other options. Learn how to write a paragraph step by step or get feedback on my paragraph. Well, I would like to go back and learn, review how to write it, right? So now it's telling me, well, first you choose the topic, and then here are some options. Let's go with a holiday, a popular holiday for my country. We can stop here. Thank you. I'm not going to bore you with that. And as you can see, I'm speaking slowly and I'm going slow because it is an instructional video for my online classes. Eventually in that video, if you have the patience to go back and watch it, or if you want to use it in your class, eventually I get to a point where I say, I'm tired of writing. Can we do something else? And then it asks me if I want to work on grammar. Hello. Or today we are going.
Sorry.
So we do have other options as well. And you will customize your own app and you're gonna, in the back end, you're gonna actually upload your own instructional materials so that students are only gonna have access to that information that you're uploading there. Um, Unlike with ChatGPT that can hallucinate and come up with its own stuff, right? And then the next one is an app that was created by a Hello. Teacher. Today we are going to go by a teacher trainer in New York, and I was able to remix the app. And that's the other beautiful thing about Playlab AI and the apps. You can just remix them, meaning if Jared creates a nice app that you want to use, you can click on remix. That means you're going to edit the app and then it's going to become yours as well, right? So I'm giving credit here. I don't want to steal his app. So what this teacher did was he put 91 different types of activities on a spreadsheet and he uploaded that into the back end. And that is being used. That app is for teachers to use to revamp their lessons. There are 91 different tools that you can use. And then here's an example on this slide about all-day post-its. We're not going to read that, but let's watch the video for just a couple minutes and see what it's like. Today, I am going to show you how to use the Dynamic Teaching Toolbox, which is a Playlab app created by JD, a teacher in New York. As a teacher, a professor, I want to use this app to make my lessons more student-centered, more dynamic, more fun. So here we go. I will read it and I'll follow the directions, right? So it's saying I can say I am not sure when I don't know the answer, but let's go. It's asking me, are you ready to get started? Yes. So I'm just going to follow the prompt. I'm going to have a conversation with it. Okay, so it's going to help me incorporate student-centered protocols in my teaching. So now he wants to know a little bit about my work. Um, so what specific skill or critical thinking process do I want my students to engage in? What is the focus of the lesson? And then do I have a preference for students as far as pair work, small groups, and so on? Now, this is cool. I see from our previous conversations that you've worked in ESL on paragraph writing, topic sentences, conversation protocol. Okay, so it remembers the conversation that we've had before. That's wonderful. Let's see what it says. So it's giving me some options, right? Option one, suggest protocols specifically for paragraph writing and topic sentences, explore protocols for a different language skill you're teaching, recommend general ESL teaching protocols that engage students actively. So I am going to stick with number one. So I chose from the options some ideas on how to make. Thank you. Because it remembered the conversation that we were having before. Right before I recorded the video, I was trying it out and I was asking about lesson plans for paragraph writing and topic sentence. So let's continue, Jared. Thank you. Writing more engaging, more fun. So here we go. 3 to 5 protocols that could work well. So language dive to help students analyze and improve sentence structure. Praise, question, suggest. Offers structured peer feedback for revision. Oh, this is good. Peer feedback, awesome. Reading for gist and unfamiliar vocabulary. Ooh. Help students identify main ideas and important vocab. And then collaborative conversation builds speaking and listening skills while scaffolding writing tasks. All of these sound great. You know what? Let me go with number 4. So this gives students the opportunity to engage in a group conversation where they build on each other's ideas about what makes an effective topic sentence. This conversation builds speaking and listening skills while serving as scaffold for their paragraph writing. And then it gives you the materials that are needed. Thank you so much. So now it gave me a complete lesson plan that I can use to revamp one of my lessons, right? So there are, again, 91 different activities in that app that it's going to suggest you. It's going to give us some suggestions. So I'm going to stop here. Jared has some awesome stuff to share too, and we'll go from there. Thank you. If you have any questions at any time, just type them in the chat.
Hey, so I also created an app, and I actually did this for my own personal use, but then I adapted it into something that faculty and anybody else could use. This was when I was co-chairing the AI task force, and part of that was parsing through a lot of the administrative regulations and board policies, and that seemed like a lot of heavy lifting to do. And so I did create an explanatory video of it. I did want to warn you that I used an AI video generator and myself as an avatar. When I made the avatar, it's nearly 2 years ago, so I look slightly different. All right.
Hello everyone, I'm Jared Kubika Miller, and I worked with the RSCCD Joint AI Task Force last year. Today I'm excited to introduce you to a new resource we've developed specifically for our faculty, the RSCCD AI Policy Assistant Chatbot. This tool represents one of the concrete outcomes of our task force work, and I believe it's going to be incredibly valuable for all of us as we navigate AI policies and district regulations in our daily work. You may be familiar with Playlab as a platform we've explored for classroom instruction. but this represents a different application of AI technology. Instead of focusing on how to use AI in the classroom with students, we're using Playlab's capabilities to support some of the other important work that we do as faculty, specifically helping us navigate the complex world of district policies and procedures. So what exactly is the RSCCD AI Policy Assistant? Think of it as your personal policy expert that's available 24/7. This specialized chatbot was designed specifically for Santiago Canyon College and Santa Ana College faculty. Its primary purpose is to inform and advise district personnel about AI policy status, help faculty understand and navigate district policies, and provide quick access to board policies and administrative regulations. The assistant has been trained on our district's comprehensive policy library. When you ask about AI-specific guidance, it can help you with our task force objectives and scope documents, general AI policy guidance we developed, and academic integrity policies in the age of AI. When you ask about board policies, it searches our complete board policies database. It also has access to all 7 chapters of RSCCD administrative regulations, plus our final task force recommendations and professional development resources. Using the assistant is straightforward. When you first interact with it, the assistant introduces itself and explains its purpose, then asks how it can help you. You simply ask your question in natural language. For example, you might ask, what does our district policy say about using AI detection tools? Or, can you help me understand Board Policy 3720 about information resources? Or, what are the task force recommendations for faculty AI use? One of the key features I want to highlight is that the assistant always cites its sources. When it provides advice, it references specific documents so you know exactly where the information comes from. It's designed to be comprehensive, faculty-focused, and based on our most recent policy work, including last year's task force recommendations. The assistant is also transparent about its limitations. If it cannot find information in our district references, it will tell you and ask permission before searching the internet for additional information. Everything it suggests aligns with our approved task force objectives and scope. Here's a practical example of how you might use this tool. Let's say you're developing curriculum and you ask, what AI considerations should I include in my course outline of record? The assistant will provide guidance based on our district policies and task force recommendations, complete with source citations. This demonstrates how AI tools like those available through Playlab can support faculty work beyond the classroom, helping us be more efficient in understanding policies, navigating administrative requirements, and staying current with district guidelines. I encourage you to try it out with a simple question about something you're curious about. Whether you need help with academic integrity issues, policy questions, or professional development resources, the RSCCD AI Policy Assistant is here to support the administrative and policy side of your faculty work. The assistant is now available for all faculty. Give it a try and see how it can help streamline your policy questions and support your work as an educator in our district.
Oh,
Hello everyone,
it seems like those are doubling up. So that is an example. I think we are covering a number of different examples on how to make, or for what purposes you would want to make an AI chatbot. And so we want to move into actually creating one right now. And Giselle put up a QR code, so if you wanted to use your phone to scan that. Giselle's also put the link in chat a number of times, and once again. All right, so for anyone who joined us a little bit late. And so we're going to go on a step-by-step.
Yeah, that's the one I was also looking for it.
Oh, everything good?
I got it.
All right. All right, so the first thing that you need to do in order to make one is to accept that. And then I think what I'll do is I'll actually get into kind of showing you as well, okay? But we do have sort of if you're having any trouble accepting that invitation, please let us know in the chat, or just kind of jump on in. Yeah. There we go. Oh, nice. That there's, yeah, the pro account. Okay. In order to create your own chatbot, other than accepting the invitation, the first thing that I recommend is actually stopping and thinking about what you need, okay? I like thinking about a time in which you thought to yourself, man, I could really have used an assistant for this. These things could be like repetitive questions or making multiple versions of a similar document. What I think a lot about like writing syllabi as an example of that in order to have maybe a standardized way of doing that, or any of the other various instructional assistant duties. If you ever had an instructional assistant, or if you've ever been one, then you could probably think about a few things that would be appropriate for an assistant to do. And I also want you to think about what resources do you have on hand? What files could you easily access immediately? Like, during this section, during the next 30 minutes, what can you easily sort of upload? Those become really good for your for an app. So a syllabus, if you have assignment instructions, just like the paragraph helper, then you would have those instructions. Maybe you have any sort of timeline, a calendar, or samples that you can use for those. And the last thing that you could think of, lecture notes are also really good if you just wanted some sort of quizzing them. But think about who you're designing the app for. All right. Now, is this for students to use? Is it for colleagues, or for yourself? Right. Thinking about those things helps you to create your first app. And so once you got that, once you have the invitation and you have yourself an idea, let's start putting this into some action. Let me show you what I got here. Okay, there's this Jared's workspace, but wait, was I in for Giselle? Did you invite me to the Flex workshop?
Yes, you're there too.
Okay, I don't know if I saw the invite though. Here we go. Did I get? I'm not seeing.
I see you here too as an owner.
Here, you know what? Let me just click on that. Maybe I could just do this like that. Okay.
There you go.
Here we are. Okay. So for once you thought about an app, all right, so do the non-technical part first. Then we can step up and start writing the app. Really easy. Click the new app button off to the right here. Okay. Then you want to enter the name and description. Now, keep in mind that the name and description are not integral to how your app functions, but you can always change it later. So I'm just putting in some placeholders, but this information can be changed easily in the future. Okay. So once you create your app, it takes you straight to the interface, as they call it. And so from here, let's take a second to look at a few things here. One of them being the title bar. That's up here. That's where the name of your app is. You can see how easy it is to change. Here are a couple of items. One where it shows you actually the statistics of user activity. Where's my, oops, let me just go back here. So these are a few things once you get it going. You can toggle between building and designing it, meaning like how does it look to others when they're using it, and you toggle back and forth between them. This right here, you get to choose which language model you want to use. Like, so if you want to use Claude 4, then you can switch to that one. If you want to use Gemini, if you want to use ChatGPT just came out with a 5th version. And so even that's newer than what they have here. Let's just keep it at Sonnet. And so and you could, the variety is how consistent the AI generation is. So you can change the variability. But this side right here is the actual app preview column. You can actually see what the app is like. This is what it looks like to users on the left-hand side. Building it is incredibly simple because you can use your natural language in order to describe them, right? And so if we wanted to take a look at how I designed the, let me see here. I want to, college. So for instance, I uploaded, so the AI policy assistant here. So if I wanted to open that up, you can see how it looks after I've designed it a little bit, right? So you can explain what type of background the chatbot has. And now the chatbot will scrape the internet for expertise in things like education policy. So any sort of jargon that might come with being an expert in education policy, the chatbot will be familiar with it. You can explain the role. So in this case, it's to advise people about the AI district policy. And who are you talking to? So notice that I'm saying that you're talking to faculty. That's going to change the tone in which the chatbot it interacts with its users, right? And so if you said that you're talking to, college freshmen and sophomores, it would make different language choices in its responses. You give it basically a personality, and then you tell the chatbot a workflow. I kept it really simple about you just explain yourself and then ask if they can help the user, but your workflow can be a lot more involved. I think Giselle's example probably had a more complicated workflow where you're choosing different numbers and things like that, right? And then I decided to build out guardrails over a number of times. Some of the guardrails, for instance, that I customized were about making sure that they are only referencing the administrative regulations that I uploaded, because I was having a problem with it returning different results from different colleges. And so I wanted to make sure that it was not hallucinating, all right? Comes back.
I'll take care of it. Thank you.
Okay. All right. And so that's the title bar, the model, the app preview, and the builder, right, is in the middle column. Off to the right, you have a number of different tools on a toolbar. And the first one is the one I like the most, which is the reference section. This really helps to distinguish Playlab from other large language models because you get to determine what references take priority or even exclusivity in the interaction with your student, right? So it doesn't just go out and scrape everything out. And so you can see I have, agendas, minutes. I have the final guidelines that we came up with. I have the administrative regulations here, and a number of different things that you can use, all right? And then there is the publish button up to the right. If you want to publish it, there's a number of different options that you can use on where you publish it. So for instance, this is published in a workspace. You can also make it public. And so there's a number of different levels that you can use, and you can also work on the app and then you choose to publish it, and then the changes will be made available. So the changes aren't automatically available to users. You have like a space to edit things and then make a choice to publish it. Once you have this little green check mark, it lets you know it's been updated, right? So that was just taking a second to look over. But so we have if you're hopefully you're following along, but we create this and you think about what sort of background you want to put in here. If it's a specific for an assignment, you could just say that they're an expert in the field of whatever subject you're teaching. You could say that their role is to be a tutor, that you're talking to a specific education level here, and then go through a particular workflow, all right? So, oops. Okay. Perhaps we should take a moment to see how people are doing at this point. because we're not necessarily sharing our screen. We don't necessarily know. So if there's any issues or problems that people are having following along with this, but I was just kind of talking to kind of spur some ideas and people getting started.
So Jared, if I can give you an update, I am looking at our workspace and people are creating their apps right now. And then maybe we can show them how they can remix an app as well.
Oh yeah, where?
Yes, so click on the workspace, the Playlab.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
And
Oh,
look at the apps that have been created already.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah, look at all that. If you started. Okay.
So the really cool thing is that all of the apps that all of us are creating here today and anytime in the future in this workspace, we can actually borrow them from one another, right? And make them our own.
So the way that you can do that, as Giselle is talking about, is this three little button menu has as of right now a single menu item, which is remix. And so what that does is that it copies it into your own workspace. And that copy means that you can start making changes to it and it won't affect the other person's chat bot. They can keep on using their own and go in a different direction. So it branches off from there. Okay. Want to make sure that I'm not going too fast for everybody, that we have opportunities to ask questions or to report any difficulties with the process so far.
Excuse me.
Yes,
I'm in the I'm still in the background section. The third question says you are talking. The third statement says you are talking to, and I'm wondering what to write over there.
Okay. So here's one example. You're talking to Santiago Canyon College faculty, because this one bot is doing that. But if, let's say, we're talking to understanding the syllabus, I'd say that you would put that you are talking to freshman or sophomore college students.
It wants to know
Okay,
the
thank you.
audience. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So whatever your audience is, that's the only thing you got to put there. But the thing is that you can actually write more items in here. So you are not reduced to just having what are they an expert in, what is their role, and who are they talking to. Those are examples to get you started. You can have even more background. I mean, you could get freaking elaborate with it, if you wanted to. That'd be entertaining. But the background is just a way of giving the chatbot some character.
Thank you.
Anybody else especially about these particular sections, about the background, the workflow, and the guidelines or guardrails? I have to say that is the I think that is the core of this app. Yes, sir, Jose.
I probably missed it, but where do you upload the PDF or whatever document we're gonna be uploading?
So if you want them to as a reference, a specific reference for this, the toolbox to the right, references, and then there's this button that says add reference to app. And so you can upload a file. I'm going to go into that a little bit more in detail in a second here, but that's where it is.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, that's a good transition actually, because that's one of the builder tools. And the builder tools, I think, after you've gotten the core of your app, you can use the builder tools to make some really dynamic adjustments to your app that make it the functionality even better. Okay, so we were just talking about add references, and so I wanted to talk about the difference between uploading versus links, just really quick. So as you can see that there's different options, is where you have upload file, add URL, or browse libraries. So if you upload a file, that's pretty straightforward. I recommend exporting to PDF. It seems to just read things a lot easier, but it does other file types as well. The thing about a URL is that you can add a website as a reference, but the app takes a snapshot of that URL. All right, it doesn't automatically update it with every change. So I made that mistake. Sometimes I would put like a Google Doc in there, And when I would update the Google Doc, I expected the app to automatically update, but it didn't. It was going off of an old version of the document that I use. So in order to pay attention to, or to track that a little easier, I made sure to kind of make sure that I'm doing like PDFs most of the time, so I know exactly what edition I'm using. That's just a little something I found out. I thought I'd pass along. Right. Oh, and if you want to prioritize some of your documents, you can pin them. And what that does is that a pinned reference means that the app will use the entire reference, right? It will always, so it'll prioritize that reference, all right? Then there's and you can use your own chatbot for your chatbot. So this little assistant, this little robot assistant actually asks you if you need help. And so you can see I used this a second ago where it's like, okay, I'm the Playlab assistant. I'm going to help you improve your existing prompt. What level are you? I said intermediate. And then it basically gave me a feedback on my app. What are some strengths? What are some suggestions for improvement? And so, so if you feel like you're getting stuck in the design of your app, you can use that assistant to help give you some direction. Inputs are prior things that you want from your users, and I actually have that on. I added that to this one. So if you want to keep track of who is using your app and what sort of maybe what their role is, I thought I'd add that to see how it worked. And then some of the other tools. I think Giselle actually demonstrated how memory can be used, because as she pointed out in the toolbox video, it showed that it remembered her from a previous engagement, and so that's what the memory the tool does. And that just looks like an elephant off to the right hand side is the memory tool. So that you can see how that might be useful. The settings are where you change the name and description, but it also has this really awesome setting where you can prevent AI from completing the work directly for students. So it automatically has this toggle switch that allows you to, it's not tools, it's under settings, right? That you can just avoid answer generation, and you can just turn that on. It's just not appropriate for this app, but it's probably appropriate for a lot of other apps, right? And then the last one, tools. I as a communications instructor, I haven't found much use for these yet, but I would love to make everyone aware who might want to use this, where you could actually generate some really cool charts and diagrams. So actual visual component, not just written language stuff as well. All right, let's take a look at this workspace here now. Let's see, I'm gonna look at that. Excellent.
And it looks like somebody has already remixed an app right there, right? It says remix.
No, right at the top.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I did want to mention that you need to publish the app and then share that link with the students, right?
Yes. So see how it's like I made a change, and so now the check mark is no longer green. So if I wanted to republish my AI Policy Act, now it's published, and I can copy that link, and that's what I could put like in the chat again if I wanted to. So that's where the link is, and that's where you publish it as well. But again, apparently you can make a QR code as well.
Awesome.
Okay. So,
all right. To summarize,
yeah.
Thank you for teaching us how to build those apps. That was a great explanation, Jared. So yes, you can edit the app anytime. We'll stay on and we can answer more questions after the session is over. So in review, today we went over what Playlab AI is. We showed you some apps that we are using ourselves. We gave you access to Playlab AI. If you still need access, you can type your name in the chat. I'm sorry, your email in the chat, and I can add you. Nicole, I do see your messages. Please stay on and we can help you right after. And then we facilitated, building your own personalized chat bots. And then on the last slide, we do have the QR code so that you can get access to these slides. I also put the link in the chat. And then that one, what's in blue on that slide, that's very important. It's actually the link to Playlab AI's. I'm sorry, let me try to get that link.
Tutorials.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna put that. Go ahead.
I think you probably want to just send them the link to the slideshow, and they could just click on it that way. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so right there you can click on that once you get the slides, and it's going to take you to Playlab AI tutorials. You can also just Google it and they come up. So anytime you're working on your apps, you have any questions, they have a ton of tutorials there. They're kind of dry. I would much rather watch either Jared or Scotty teach me how to use this. You can reach out to us. Again, I'm at SAC, and then Jared is at SCC. And then there is a hand up.
Hi, thank you, Jared. Thank you, Giselle. Would this recording be available for all of us attending today?
I believe so. That's okay, right, Jared?
I think so. Like you.
Will it email us automatically, Jared, or we tell?
I will send that email too. I'll send you the link via email.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. If anybody has any questions, we're going to stay on, and I'm going to stop the recording.